a hotel? Because I get that question a lot. Okay, how can you develop? How can you acquire? How can you find, again, going through uh, real estate relationships? You want to work with the hotel broker, someone who has sold hotels. My go-to person is Omari Head. He's if you're on Instagram, his name is Hip Hop Hotel Broker. So he has access to a lot of deals. Just building relationships with hotel owners. Because a lot of times it's off-market deals, owner to owner. So once you really get into the hotel ownership space, it's easier to find deals. I get people send me deals all the time.
That's dope. That's dope. And
Yeah.
what would you say is the biggest challenge you have, had to face or you're facing now as a hotel owner?
Right now, I mean, we're going through COVID. So like any other hotel owner, just trying to wrap our brain. We were doing better this past year. We actually bought our hotel in 2020 during COVID. The last two hotels, it was a result of somewhat a result of COVID. So really the biggest challenge is just really just trying to recover. Now we have the new I think it's called the Omicron strand. I was about to say the other name that they call it, so I had to catch myself. But just trying to wrap our brain around that, just trying to figure out how we can recover. As an industry as a whole, labor is an issue. Not too much at my hotels. It's a little bit of an issue, but a lot of hotels in the industry, not only just in the hospitality industry, but it's just industries as a whole, supply chain issues, getting supplies that we need to support the guests. So those are the things that I'm facing at my hotel. Other hotel owners are facing at their hotel as well.
And how have you, been able to adapt, especially through COVID, to still make business and still have your hotel running?
Well, I have a management company. So my hotel, I have two hotels in Indiana, one in Oklahoma, right? And I'm in Georgia. I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I have a management company that operates the day-to-day operations. They give us updates, on what's going on at the property. We give them suggestions and, challenge them to make sure that they're running it based on for what our strategy is. So I don't get into the weeds with the day-to-day. If it's an issue, I'll ask, I'll question it. So that's how I deal with my hotels, from a ownership standpoint and asset management standpoint.
And I guess, with the challenge of COVID and not knowing what's going to be next, whether a new virus or things of that sort, how has your faith helped you in this journey? Stay focused, still want to encourage you to get into this industry,
Oh, you mean my faith?
Yeah.
My faith. Oh, well, I always definitely believing I would not be here if it wasn't for God. Like I sometimes I get chills, just really thinking about where I've came from, where my family came from. So very, very strong faith and belief of God. I can't describe how much I'm thankful and grateful for the blessings, from God. And people like, well, really, I really should say, you asked the question, well, how did I get my start? Well, I really do think that it was placed upon me. I didn't know this is where I was going to be, but the seed was placed, the seed was planted. I've been raised to be more of a giving person. My grandma, she always taught me, if you treat people right and love the Lord, God will take care of you. And that is definitely been the truth throughout my time here on earth. So my grandmother, she had a very, very important role in my life when it comes to faith. Just going to church with her. So I was raised Primitive Baptist. I had a lot of denominations in my family, actually. So I was raised in a Primitive Baptist church. I had my aunt who was a Methodist. I'm Baptist. I mean, Then I went to a non-denominational church. Have folks in my family who are Muslim. So definitely a lot of different religions, but with a strong belief in God. And just growing up, my grandmother teaching us how to pray, teaching us how to believe, teaching us how to be faithful and how to be patient. These past couple of years, I believe my faith has probably been tested so much. But what's kept me is to be is to been I've been more focused, and I've been more thankful, and I've been more obedient, um and to God's words, and just to be obedient and to trust in him, and just to see what he has taken me, and I'm trusting him to where he wants me to go, right? And I this past year, past maybe year and a half through COVID, has allowed me to be more present. And it's been quiet because I've been able to listen, right? To listen more to what God has to say. I see how God has blessed me through my son. He's very healthy, very healthy. He's loved. The outpouring of support of family and friends, I've seen it through him. So my faith has definitely been tested, but to see how much God loves me through him, it's just been the ultimate blessing. And just to see where I've came from, and really where my family came from, um I'm just I'm so blessed, and I'm so thankful, because I just would have never imagined in a million years, when I started off working as a front desk agent, owning a hotel, let alone three. I didn't think that. And so more things are coming. And I'm so thankful for God, that thankful to God that he put it in my spirit and gave me the vision to do what I'm doing now, to teach other people um how to create generational wealth, and to see how I was I didn't intend to do this. It's just that I love it so much, and I think that it should be more people of color in this space. But to see how it's changing people's lives and hearts and families, and creating wealth, I mean, just serious generational wealth for these families. That's the passion that's keeping me going. And I thank God every day for my health, and for my time here, and just for giving me the vision, and surrounding me with so much love, and there's so many good people in my life.
That's great. Thank God for that. Definitely thank God for that. I wanted to ask, I know that you partner with somebody, one of your hotels. So I wanted to ask, how did you go about partnership, or how should people go about partnership when it comes to hotels ownership?
Well, every hotel has a partner. So every hotel, I don't know of any hotel that is just one person still to this day. I know, matter of fact, I know a billionaire who partnered with somebody. So yeah, now the partnership, how do you find partners? Typically when you get into the hotel space, you start meeting people, you start partnering with people. The first thing I would say is to come up with your goals and objectives, or your ownership thesis, to see if it aligns with somebody else, right? So let's say and then talk about it in the beginning. So if you want to partner with someone, and let's say you want to do extended stay, but they want to do full service, y'all not on the same page, because those are completely two different types of hotels. It's two different return metrics. Like it won't it's a partnership that's just, it's not going to work, it's not going to make sense, and it's going to be a lot of friction, because of the two different goals. Now let's say y'all start off with an extended stay property, and you want to grow to have a portfolio for full service hotels. That's different. But another way you can find partners, I have masterminds, and so folks from my masterminds, they actually form partnerships, because you're working with like-minded people, going to conferences, networking, I met my business partner, well, from school. I met her while I was in school, Jessica at school. But Mike Ely with Nassau Investments, I actually met him through a friend who I went to school with as well, Nick Sai. So shout out to Nick Sai. She's a hotel broker as well. So just really getting into the hotel space, and really you have to get immersed into it, right? In order for you to really get involved with this, you have to get involved it to kind of understand it and to build those relationships. Business is business, real estate is real estate, and it all one thing has in common is building relationships. And so if you want to start building those partnerships, going to these industry conferences, joining. I actually have a Facebook group. It's some partnerships that's been developed from the Facebook group. It's called Black Hotel Investors on Facebook. So it's a free group. I definitely recommend for you all to join it. We share information. It's a lot of people, a lot of active people in the group who, looking for partners, or who, are seeking guidance. And it's like, we're all in the same boat. My mastermind folks, they definitely formed partnerships. They didn't meet, and they met, in the group. So I definitely recommend that you all, those are some ways that how you can form partnerships.
And that's great. And what would you say is the biggest challenge that people face getting started in this journey of ownership?
Not believing that you can do it. There's no checklist. There's no, like, it's not like a cookie cutter way of buying the hotel. Um, so the way to really get started is believing yourself, doing the research, getting the education, connecting with the right people.
And what has been some research that you have taken advantage that has helped you in your journey so far?
Joining conferences, getting certifications, reading industry articles, keeping me up to date, connecting with people, being around people who are smarter than me, staying up to date in the space. Suggest y'all follow my brother. I'm gonna bring him up again, Omari Head. He stays giving information about the hotel industry. He's a hospitality nerd, so he loves it. So definitely, follow people like that, who gives a lot of data, on the industry, because hospitality is a data driven industry, numbers, and I'm not really a numbers person. But I have to get into the space to understand the data, because that's how you become more. That's how you become a better business, is really understanding the data, so that way you can become more profitable.